Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Graphics and Gumboots. So everyone's been feeling the pinch lately, and there's been lots of talk of a recession. That's been going on for a while. So I thought this episode I would go over some of the things we do to just make ends meet a little better, try and save money, little tips and tricks. One of the things I've recently done is joined some Facebook pages. Here in New Zealand, there's Frugal Living, Budget Meals, quite a few. Just have a look, have a Google, and lots of people share some really cool tips on there. But yeah, this video is going to be about some of the things we do that relate to how we live, and yeah, what we do just to make things stretch a little bit further. So enjoy. Right, so everybody knows that food costs are way up there. So a couple of the things I do is I don't put all the groceries out in the pantry where everyone can see them when they're bought. I actually have another cupboard. I guess it's like a home grocery store. So when I buy things on special, one of the problems is you buy something on special, but then you use more of it because it's on special. So you don't actually save any money. So yeah, I have a second pantry, I guess you'd say, and nobody has to touch anything from there. They only use what's in our pantry, and when that food budget period is over, then I'll move down more of the food back into the pantry, and that way we're still using it at the same rate, even though it's been bought in bulk and on special. And then I have another cupboard which has got our emergency supply. So we actually caught COVID finally after 3 years. Horrible. Yeah, well, I would not wish that on anybody. But yeah, we also have an emergency cupboard, so if for any reason we're stuck at home, we have backup again. Now, and this is where, you know, you get cans on clearance and flour on special and things like that, that bulk products. So that's the sort of stuff that goes in there. Yeah, anyway, that's one of my tips. Don't put all the groceries out at the same time, because mentality is it's there, so everyone just goes for it. So one of the reasons I switched to the UHT milk is not because it's cheaper per litre, because it's not really. You can get fresh milk at a cheaper rate depending on the brand, but in the long run it reduces spending, because you could pop up the road for a bottle of milk using petrol, and I can guarantee you will not walk out of your local Foursquare or dairy or whatever's near to you with just the milk. So having the UHT here on hand, you reduce that extra spending. You don't have to travel to go and get it, and it lasts longer. It doesn't go off. There's no wastage. So that's why we switched to UHT. Like I said, it's not cheaper per the litre, but if you buy it on special and put it away, then that works out really well. So we decided to switch from margarine to using just butter. Again, I do the bulk buying when it's on special. And I just picked up a half-price butter conditioner, which we keep out on the bench. Now, the tip to make sure that you don't put this in your conditioner and then you don't use it in time and it goes rancid is I just do a third of a block at a time. That way you get through it with it being soft without it going off, and you don't have to throw anything away. So another thing that I've been doing is more home baking. So you can see we've got a few bits of bulk flour at the back there, and we have a baking box. So most of the lunchbox fillers now are homemade, because the price of biscuits is like $5, or muesli bars, I mean, is $5 for a pack, and I can make an oat slice that I know what's in it, and it certainly doesn't cost that much. Okay, so anybody with kids knows there is always food wastage. There's always stuff they want and then decide they don't want, but luckily we have chickens or we have dogs. So if it doesn't go to the dogs, it goes to the chooks. And if it can't go to the chooks, it goes in the compost. So we have as minimal wastage as possible. Now this might seem a little bit gross, but obviously this sink, you know, has when you get food coming off your plates when you're rinsing them, and it gets caught in this, I don't actually put it in the rubbish. I put it in the chook bowl because all it is water. It's just food that's had a rinse, and it's food that can go in their bellies, which in turn they give us eggs. So why waste the scraps? So, tiny little detail, but you know, over a week you get a good cup of food out of the plug hole for the chooks. Yeah, that might be a bit over the top for some, but it's something that works for us. So yeah, we have very next to no food scraps in the rubbish anymore, which you know, in not a direct saving thing, but for when it comes to money, but for reducing wastage and making sure you're not putting any money down the drain or in throwing it out, it works. So of course another thing you can do to save money and reduce waste is reuse things. I needed canisters for my herbal teas, for the kids' Milo. So what I actually did is when the coffee has been on special, good old Moccona, because they make awesome jars, I bought them up. So, you know, spent a bit, but you'd spend about between $15 to $30 for a decent canister. This way you spend about, I don't know, $10, and you get the product in it as well. And I've just transferred the coffee to put away for refilling this one when it gets low. So win-win. I get the coffee and I get the canisters under one price, and it's cheaper than buying perhaps something from Briscoe's or the Warehouse for the same purpose that actually isn't as good, because I can tell you now, for keeping stuff fresh, these Moccona jars are the best. Yeah, so that's another little tip from me. So our alpacas can be a bit fussy when it comes to hay. If it's sat for more than, like, I try not to put too much out. I just give them like one square off a bale at a time. But if it does sit out for a day and gets a bit damp, they won't touch it. So with the cooler weather, the hay, I can't really get a good shot. Hey, Bear. These boys are nice and tired. They've been running around, so they've just been put away. Hello, you saying hello. Yeah, so if you can see in the back there, we actually use hay for these boys because they chew, and bedding just gets destroyed. Now, you can't do this with all dogs. Some have grass allergies, but these boys are quite all right and don't mind it too much, do you? In fact, they quite like it. And it's easy to change out. And it means that what the boys, those alpacas, don't eat, gets a second use. So again, something we're doing to try and reduce waste and therefore save money, because everything costs. So another item is clothing. It's we buy pretty much everything for the kids secondhand. They don't have any. Oh, we get the occasional clearance item that's new, but yeah, it's all secondhand. You'd be amazed at what you can find, and the good thing is you're recycling too, and you can get some really high quality products, and then we donate. So it's a nice, I guess you'd say, organic circle just about. We purchase pre-loved and then we donate pre-loved, and everything gets a lot more use, less of this throwaway culture. Now, a little tip, you'll find a lot of secondhand stores at the change of season will have a fill a bag day. And this is great for kids. You can go in and basically fill a bag for $1. And if you just buy the next size up, because obviously it's the last season, so you'll be coming into summer, there'll be winter clothes that they're trying to get off the racks. But buy the next size up for the following season. And you've got yourself a whole lot of clothes for your kids for $1. Makes a big difference, especially when you've got a tight budget, which we all do at the moment. If you've been following our renovations, you know that we've put in a wetback. So basically when the fire is going, it will actually heat the cylinder. So another thing that we do is we only wash dishes using the hot water or shower when the fire's going. Hey, COVID boy. Hey, COVID boy. Did you give Mummy COVID? Did you give Katie COVID? Do you like to share? No? Are you happy you gave us COVID?